Have you been wondering how new clients are going to find you in this new age of AI? It's a huge question, right? And things are changing, well, faster than ever. So today, we're going to dive right into that. We're talking about how your practice can actually get recommended by AI, even if you're, a little allergic to technology. Let's break down how this whole new world works and, more importantly, how you can totally thrive in it.
You should think about it this way. For a whole lot of people now, the first stop when they're looking for help isn't a Google search bar anymore, it's a chat with an AI. So, is an AI basically your new receptionist? Well, in a way, yeah, and it's our job to make sure it has all the right info about you.
Now, if the very thought of optimizing for AI makes you want to run for the hills, I totally get it. But here's the really good news. This explainer is going to show you how to get those AI referrals without needing some fancy degree in computer science. The secret is, well, it's actually a lot more human than you think.
Okay, so to get started, we really need to wrap our heads around this new reality. I'm calling it the new AI gatekeeper because, and this is no exaggeration, the way clients find professionals is fundamentally changing as we speak. This slide really just lays it all out. In the past, like last year, a client had to do all the heavy lifting. They'd Google "therapist near me," get pages and pages of results, and then spend hours just sifting through websites. But today, they can just ask an AI, hey, find me a therapist who specializes in postpartum anxiety, and boom, they get a nice, short list. The AI is the new curator. It's the new gatekeeper. So the big question for all of us is, how do you get on that list? And that question brings us to the most important part of this whole thing, the surprising secret to getting yourself on that AI-curated list. I can pretty much guarantee it is not what you're expecting. So, the biggest myth floating around out there, and honestly, the biggest source of stress for a lot of us, is this idea that to get noticed by AI, you have to become some kind of AI genius yourself. That you've got to learn how to code or understand these super complex algorithms or start using a bunch of complicated AI tools. Well, I am here to tell you that is completely 100% false. The reality is you do not need to master the machine. You just need to master clarity. It's not about your technical skills, it's about your communication skills, which, let's be honest, is something that therapists and other professionals are already experts in. And this right here is the key to everything. Right now, AI models are basically trained to find and reward content that is crystal clear, super specific, and that really connects emotionally with what a person is asking for. So, clarity, specificity, and emotional resonance. Does any of that sound familiar? These are the building blocks of good therapy and really effective communication. So, let's look at how we can turn this insight into a real practical strategy. What we're talking about is taking old, proven tactics and just applying them to this new frontier. The best part is, you already know how to do all of this stuff. You just need to point it in a slightly different direction. It really boils down to 3 steps. First, define your niche, and I mean get hyper-specific. Second, answer the questions your clients are already asking. Create stuff on your website that directly helps them with their real-world problems. And third, use resonant language. This just means using the actual words your clients use to talk about what they're going through. This is basically old-school SEO, but trust me, it's more powerful now than it has ever been. Let's make this even more concrete, okay? For your niche, don't just say you're an anxiety therapist. Be a therapist for new mothers with postpartum anxiety. That level of detail is exactly what AI is looking for. And instead of some generic services page, maybe write an article on 5 ways to cope with work stress. And when you're describing the problems you solve, use the real phrases your clients have used, anonymized of course. That's what creates that critical emotional resonance we were talking about.
So, you might be thinking, okay, that seems almost too simple. But why does it actually work? How does being more human and more specific actually appeal to a machine? It's a great question. Let's break down the logic.
This table really connects all the dots. When you get super specific about your niche, the AI basically thinks, okay, this person is a clear authority on this topic. When you answer direct questions on your website, the AI sees that and thinks, aha, this source is helpful and trustworthy. And when you use that authentic, real client language, the AI recognizes this content has high emotional resonance. See? You're not trying to trick some algorithm, you're just giving it exactly the signals of quality it was trained to look for in the first place. And all of this leads us to one really powerful conclusion. In this new era, your greatest advantage isn't technical at all. It's personal. It's your human advantage. Just let that sink in for a second. In the age of AI, your biggest professional advantage is being more human.
It's about leaning into your expertise, your empathy, and your deep, deep understanding of the people you serve. The machine isn't your competition. It's just a tool that rewards you for doing what you already do best, connecting with people through clear, specific, and resonant communication.
So, I'll just leave you with this one thought to take away. What if the very best way to optimize for the machine is to simply focus more deeply, more clearly, and more authentically on the person you're actually trying to help? Turns out, the future of technology might just be demanding more of our humanity after all.